often neglected. Up next, please join me in welcoming to the stage Teresa of Resilient Roots, the Otoe-Missouri Thrive Map. Thank you.
Sheet of sheets. Dute. Kia. Ash. Eskes. Ake. Teresa Garux Rakata Tsao Oro. The city. Kirikiris. Kiatats. I introduced you in my language, and we lost our last fluent language speaker 8 years ago. So I'm very interested in AI. At one time, we were numerous, but due to the Allotment Act of the 1850s, my tribe, the Kirikiris, and Saxon and Elise's tribe, the Osage, were dispossessed of our lands, and we moved to the refugee state called Indian Territory, along with 38 other native tribes. And so the power of our purpose, our power is resiliency. My grandmother, her family, she saw it fractured, broken off because of allotment, historical trauma, and they endured historical trauma and lost futures. When I began graduate work, I chose to work with the Otoe-Missouri, a marginalized tribe in northeast Oklahoma. They were originally from Nebraska, and they numbered 3,000 and finally had to settle in Oklahoma. And they're surrounded by oil refineries. Working with the Otoe, I ran across my long-lost cousin brothers from this fracturing, and they told me a story. My cousin brother, Charles, he said, my son made his, there was a boil water alert, he said, and my son made his baby a bottle, he said, and you know, we didn't get that alert. And I don't know if it was bad infrastructure or poor communication, but he told me my grandson died. And I said, and that was last year, and I said, your grandson is my grandson in our way. So I said, this makes it personal. And I said, and I know our family cares about the environment. So this resiliency and our power is not only for the Otoe-Missouri, it's for my family. I developed a sovereign proof of concept and design, a Thrive Map, an interactive story map that I would design and initiate and design as an working resource with transparent data, gather a creative team from the community, the Otoes, and define roles and set deadlines. And then we would start the development, where we would work on existing relationships built with the Otoe on previous TEK work. And at the end of this development, we would test it on the creative team and then launch to the rest of the community. It'll be robust with culturally relevant features for the interactive story map. Cultural and ecological knowledge, history and migration routes from our ancestral lands to where we are now, and that transformation that let us be resilient in those lands, and user interaction so that we can move forward. I'm also going to, with the prototype, include co-production from the community and encourage them to help when they refine our scope by giving us their own inputs that the creative team might have missed, and also what they might be inspired by. And then we would brainstorm to get the working idea and do the necessary steps to deliver and present to an iterative deliverable to the community, so that through time we would have a thriving map. Resilient pathways, these could be just a few of the outcomes that might touch on what Elise and Saxon and my other Indigenous cohorts stated, and that is to correct false narratives. So curating our own Indigenous-centric data sets would close a huge knowledge gap in research, and maybe we wouldn't be understudied. And it would also provide an ethical AI framework, all based upon free, prior, and informed consent. No extractive work in the communities, no outside activities without letting the community know and being approved by the community. And this, in turn, could aid in training Indigenous AI models that could be used and generalizable to other parts of the globe. Suthiks.